Picture a new waterway slicing through Central America, a canal in Nicaragua, backed by $50 billion in Chinese investment. This isn't just about moving ships, it's about redrawing the map of global trade. For over a century, the Panama Canal has been the world's maritime shortcut, but now a bigger, deeper rival is on the horizon. The proposed Nicaraguan canal would be over 3 times longer than Panama's, requiring unprecedented engineering. But the stakes go far beyond construction. This is China's bold move to expand its influence in America's backyard. For Nicaragua, it's a potential economic lifeline. For China, a strategic asset in its Belt and Road Initiative. The US and its allies are watching closely, wary of shifting power dynamics. As of October 2025, the project is surrounded by both excitement and skepticism. Is this the dawn of a new era in global commerce, or a risky geopolitical gamble? The answers remain unclear, but one thing is certain. The Nicaraguan Canal could reshape the future of our interconnected world. It's a story of ambition, power, and the question, who will draw the lines of the 21st century? The world is watching, and the stakes couldn't be higher. To grasp the canal's significance, consider this: 90% of global trade moves by sea. Oceans are vast, but continents block the way until canals changed everything. These man-made shortcuts are the arteries of the global economy, slashing travel time and costs. The Panama Canal, for example, saves ships nearly 8,000 miles on a New York to San Francisco journey. Without these choke points, today's globalized world wouldn't exist. The Suez Canal's 2021 blockage cost the world $10 billion a day, exposing our dependence on these narrow passages. As ships grow larger and trade volumes surge, existing canals face congestion and limits. A single disruption can halt global commerce. That's why a new canal isn't just about capacity, it's about resilience. A Nicaraguan canal would offer an alternative, create competition, and force nations and corporations to rethink their strategies. The logic is simple. More routes mean a stronger, more reliable global trading system. The stakes are high, and the world needs options. That's why the idea of a new canal is so powerful. For over 100 years, the Panama Canal has been the world's most important waterway. Built by the US in 1914, it revolutionized trade and cemented American influence in the region. Its system of locks lifted ships over the continental divide, setting the global standard for vessel size, Panamax. But as global trade exploded, ships outgrew the canal's original dimensions. Panama responded with a $5.25 billion expansion in 2016, adding larger locks for modern vessels. The upgrade boosted traffic and revenue, but new challenges emerged. Droughts, driven by climate change, have sometimes forced restrictions on ship passage. And with only one canal, the world remains vulnerable to bottlenecks. The Nicaraguan proposal aims to exploit this weakness, offering a bigger, more resilient alternative. Panama's canal is a legacy of the 20th century, but can it maintain its dominance in the face of a bold new rival? The answer may define the next era of global trade. The world is watching for the next chapter. The Nicaragua Canal and Development Project is one of the boldest infrastructure gambits of our time. Awarded in 2013 to HKND Group led by Chinese tycoon Wang Jing, the plan calls for a 173-mile waterway linking the Caribbean and Pacific. At $50 billion, it dwarfs Nicaragua's entire GDP and includes ports, a free trade zone, and an airport. The goal: create a canal wide and deep enough for the world's largest ships, vessels even Panama can't handle. For China, it's a strategic move to secure trade routes and bypass US-influenced waters. The route leverages Lake Nicaragua, reducing excavation but multiplying engineering challenges. The government granted HKND a 50-year concession, betting on jobs and economic transformation. Yet, since its 2014 inauguration, the project has faced delays, funding doubts, and mounting skepticism. The dream is grand, but reality has proven stubborn. The world wonders, can ambition overcome obstacles this immense? The answer remains elusive. The Nicaraguan Canal's design is all about scale. A channel up to 520 meters wide and 30 meters deep would let the world's largest ships, supertankers and mega container vessels sail through. Unlike Panama, which relies on natural lakes, Nicaragua's plan includes a massive artificial reservoir, Lake Atlanta, to manage water levels. A single colossal lock system on the Pacific side, Brito Lock, would be among the largest ever built. Ships would enter at a new Caribbean port, cross Lake Atlanta, traverse Lake Nicaragua, then pass through the lock to the Pacific. The full journey, about 30 hours, longer than Panama, but essential for ships too big for Panama's locks. Beyond the canal, the project envisions free trade zones, an airport, and a railway, an entire logistics ecosystem. The goal make Nicaragua a global trade hub, not just a shortcut. It's an audacious vision, promising economic transformation. But the engineering and environmental challenges are enormous. Success would reshape global shipping. Failure would leave only scars. The stakes couldn't be higher. The Nicaraguan Canal's journey has been marked by big promises and bigger setbacks. After a celebrated groundbreaking in 2014, work quickly stalled, the main obstacle financing. The $50 billion price tag proved daunting. Wang Jing's fortune plummeted and hoped for Chinese state support never materialized. HKND struggled to attract investors, and construction ground to a halt. As of late 2025, there's little progress, no major excavation, incomplete access roads, and a shrinking HKND presence. The Nicaraguan government insists the project is alive, but on the ground, activity is nearly non-existent. Promised jobs and prosperity have not materialized, leaving many locals disillusioned. The legal framework remains, but the canal is more a political talking point than a reality. Some say it's dormant, waiting for new funding or geopolitical wins. For now, the canal is a dream deferred. If completed, the Nicaraguan Canal would shake up global economics and politics. It would challenge Panama's monopoly, likely lowering transit fees and boosting competition. A second canal would add redundancy, making global trade less vulnerable to disruptions. Geopolitically, it would give China a powerful foothold in Central America, unsettling the US and its allies. For Nicaragua, the project promises jobs and investment, but risks over-dependence on a single foreign partner. There are fears of corruption and unequal distribution of wealth. The canal could shift regional power, making Nicaragua a new economic center, or if it fails, a source of instability. Neighboring countries would feel the ripple effects, for better or worse. The project is more than a national gamble. It's a regional and global event. Success could foster cooperation. Failure could spark new tensions. The world's eyes are on Nicaragua, waiting to see which path it takes. The stakes are nothing less than the balance of power in the Americas. The canal's promise comes with steep environmental and social costs. Its route cuts through Lake Nicaragua, the nation's largest freshwater source, threatening water supplies and fishing livelihoods. Dredging and ship traffic could devastate the lake's ecosystem and surrounding rainforests, home to endangered species. Nearly 1 million acres of habitat would be destroyed. Critics say environmental assessments were rushed and inadequate. The human toll is also high, up to 120,000 people. Many indigenous face displacement. Protests have erupted over land rights and compensation. The project's legal framework gives HKND sweeping powers to expropriate land. These risks make it hard to attract reputable investors and raise questions about the project's viability. The true cost may be measured in lost forests, clean water, and human dignity. The Nicaraguan Canal, real or not, has already changed the conversation about global trade. It's exposed the fragility of our current system and forced new thinking about maritime choke points. The project's fate hinges on 3 things: money, political will, and overcoming environmental and social hurdles. If it moves forward, it could transform Nicaragua and global shipping, but also spark new geopolitical tensions. If it fails, Panama remains king, but the questions about capacity and Chinese influence persist. The Canal story is a call to rethink globalization. What's the true price of efficiency? How do we balance growth with environmental and social justice? Who will control the arteries of trade in a multipolar world? The answers will shape the 21st century. Whether or not the canal is built, the world must prepare for a new era in global commerce. The waters of trade are shifting, and the journey is just beginning.